Good day, everyone. Marty Tazelaar here with Avid Action Coach in our Business Spotlight series. And today I have with me Darrick Boyes from Avid Action Coach. And we are going to have a little conversation about what Darrick's doing and how his business has been going. So, Darrick, why don't you start with a little introduction of yourself, please?
Sure. My name is Darrick Boyes, and I'm actually in Kamloops, British Columbia, and I kind of travel back and forth from Vancouver to the interior of BC.
Oh, fantastic. So, Darrick, with your business, why don't you tell us a little bit about it? What is involved in your business, and what do you provide? What do you do?
So I'm actually a certified business coach, and I also am an executive business coach, and I've recently got certified to do evaluations on businesses. So specifically what I do is I help business owners. I help them by helping them gain focus and prioritize what they do and when they do it. I give them a little bit of education. I share a lot of the experiences that we've been through and maybe already trialed. For the most part, I think a big portion of what we do is accountability. Somebody can check in once in a while and help and strategize and implement some of the experience, systems, procedures that we do in the business. And then we share our systems. We've got thousands of systems that we use throughout the world. We've got 1,200 coaching offices in over 80 countries. So a big part of what we do is we test and measure, and why we test and measure is because we guarantee our results.
Oh, that's awesome, Derek. So, how did you get into business? How did you get involved in Action Coach, and how long have you been in business? Not only with Action Coach, but I understand you've had multiple businesses over your lifetime. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, I like to say that I've been in business since I was probably 5 or 6 years old, because I was always wheeling and dealing, and I felt like, that I was just that entrepreneurial mindset from that day. I didn't realize that until I looked back and see what I did. But legitimately, my first business was when I was 13 years old. And once I did that, I had to get my mom to sign on for the bank and get the business up and running. But once I did that, I knew there was nothing else I wanted to do more. And so that's where it all kind of began. And by the time I was 21, I had over 50 employees. So it just scaled and grew and grew and grew.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's awesome. So you might be called what we call a serial entrepreneur, eh? Multiple businesses, and
never thought of it that way, but yeah, I definitely would say that would describe me.
Good. Okay. So when talking about your current business now, the Avid Action business coaching and executive coaching business that you have, who would you say is your best customer, and what makes them your best customer? Like, I'm not looking for a specific name. I'm looking more for the type of individual that'd be your best customer.
Yeah, I would say, I've got that pretty much wrapped up in a quick, short sentence. Is attitude. I select our customers on attitude more than size or more than industry. It's somebody who's looking to develop and grow their business to the next level and are willing to, work with us and focus and prioritize their goals and just go after it.
I see. So how does that make them your best customer? What makes them stand out from the others?
Just 100% their attitude, based on, they're willing to grow. I like to say that I'm a person that is in constant and never ending improvement. So I think if somebody was in that same cycle of life where they just wanted to develop themselves, that would be the perfect client for me, because I'm not perfect myself, but I do work very hard every day to develop myself. So if somebody was in the same mindset, we would do well together, because it would be something that I would always be looking out for them. I like to say I don't tell people what they want to hear. I tell them what they need to hear. And all of the business owners don't get that kind of feedback on a regular basis.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, you're helping business owners, and you're not sugarcoating things, which a lot of times you might find business consultants do. So, okay, so we just come through a long period of time of unrest, if you might call it that, with the pandemic that occurred and stuff. And you started Action Coach, Avid Action Coach, just shortly before the pandemic hit. So I guess what changes have you considered since the pandemic, and that you had to do out of necessity, and then what things are still remain a part of your business today because of that?
Well, realistically, I actually started the business just as COVID hit. It was part of what kind of triggered me to do it. I thought it was time for me to go out and go after what I always wanted to do, was help business owners. And I've always helped business owners. I've always mentored business owners, but specifically I wanted to make it my kind of long-term vision for myself personally as a business owner. I wanted to just specifically help build a big community of support for business. And what changed, I guess, during COVID was just the dynamic around, the Zoom sessions, and, being online, I think was a big game changer. I was a person who really liked and valued the face-to-face interaction. I like to get get in and work hands-on a lot. So it was a little different doing it, over the Zoom meetings and this sort of setting, but I quickly adapted and overcame it, and we're slowly getting back to normal again. So we've been moving towards getting back out into the public forum again.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so what's your biggest learning since you became a business owner way back when you're 13 years old? What's the biggest learning that you've you've had?
Biggest learning is very simple. You can do anything you put your mind to. And, I often had limited beliefs growing up. They weren't my beliefs, but they were instilled in me by others. I had to eliminate those thoughts. But I guess my biggest learning is that we literally can do anything we want to do if we want it bad enough and we're passionate about doing it.
Yes, that's so true. I mean, it's, the world is our oyster, so to speak. Eh? So, okay. So do you have any favorite quotes or sayings that you like to, like a mantra or something that you'd like to say or repeat or say to people to help them out?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. One from Stephen Covey, where he talks about one of his habits of starting with the end in mind. That's something that I speak about a lot. It's really helped change my dynamic on how I do things and what I prioritize in my business. So just starting with the end in mind was a big one. And then another one that comes to mind is one of my business coach himself shared this with me, and it really made sense, was to always speak your mind with positive intention. And because I was, not always, I held back, and he'd encouraged to tell me that is not a good thing, that we need to speak our mind if it comes from a positive place, and if we're looking to help others. So that was a big impact, just hearing that sentence.
Oh, yeah, that's so key. I mean, when you're speaking with positive intention, your intention is good. I mean, that comes through in anything you say, I think. So that's awesome. Okay, so a couple more questions here. What is most inspiring to you today? What inspires you and gets your mojo going?
That's a tough one, because lots of things inspire me. What inspires me is when other people get inspired. So, I get really excited when I can see others breaking barriers, breaking limited beliefs. Just seeing people grow, I think, is a big one. But what really inspires me is the fact that, again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, it's just the belief that we can accomplish and do anything we want if we put our mind to it enough, and we work every day to get it. And when I see business owners doing that, that's truly inspiring, because it's a really tough process, and you always have to be working on yourself, and and then you got to be challenging yourself in all your weaknesses. Like I sat just last night, thinking about things like what could I do to get better? What am I doing well, and what can I do better in a few areas? And I came up with a few things, and what inspires me is the fact that now I can go out and work on those areas and learn more about myself and more about how I can grow.
Oh, that's fantastic. There's a couple things that you said, like the lifelong learning. You didn't term it that way, but constant, never-ending improvement. I call it lifelong improvement, and that is so key. I mean, the quote I like to I forget who said it is, but when you're green, you grow, and when you're ripe, you rot. So always growing. So that's and you've definitely been growing since I've known you. So the last question here is, are there any offers that you'd like to include in this newsletter that we're publishing stuff for potential business owners out there that are looking for some assistance?
Yeah, no, thank you. Really, I want to talk about what I got on my board behind us. Is we got Growth Club coming up on July 15th, and I want to extend the welcome to any business owners that are looking to get some, what we talked about earlier. They want to just get focused, prioritize their goals, and it's really motivating. You get in a room of incredible growth-minded business owners who are pushing each other to succeed. And it's just about a full day event. Food's provided, and just really want to get clear. If somebody wants to get clear on their goals and just get some motivation and some inspiration and set some discipline from the event, I'd like to offer business owners to come and attend that in Surrey, BC this year.
Oh, fantastic. And that's on July 15th. Okay. And what's do you have the address and location?
I don't have the exact address, but it's the Civic Hotel in Surrey, British Columbia.
Oh, fantastic. And it starts at 8 a.m.?
It does, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That's great, Darrick. Well, thank you for taking the time today to sit and chat with me about Avid Action Coach and the awesome things that are happening in the business coaching world. So again, I appreciate that, and thanks very much, Darrick.
Awesome, thank you.